Would you mind reading page 3? From of course to that's fine.
Could I please borrow someone's copy? Seem to forgot. Thank you. Page 3. Sorry, from where to where?
From of course
Yep.
to that's fine.
Okay. Oh, of course. My name is Delilah Johnson. Lovely. I have a husband and 6 children. Excellent. Actually, if you count my last marriage, I have a husband, an ex-husband, and 6 children. Charming. We live out at the Deer Range Trailer Park just beyond the interstate. Beautiful. You know where that is? Yes, I do. I play a tiny drum solo in my notebook with my pen. Rat-a-tat-tat. Just beyond the interstate, of course. What do you do for a living, Delilah? Is it alright if I call you Delilah? She smiles. Her crooked picket fence smile is missing several boards as need of a new paint job. Well, aren't you, gentlemen? That's fine.
Okay, I thought there was a really good voice in this section. Also it had like some good images like the picket fence smile. But I really liked kind of these words like in between her talking, like kind of breaking up her sentences, because instead of him actually interrupting her, you're kind of just getting his attitude toward like what she's saying and just how super bored he is, and he's just like, wow, like that's so cool that like you have 6 kids, don't care. So so I thought that like the voice was really, really strong throughout the story, and I thought that it really added to the character a lot. So he did a really good job with that, and I also thought that the timing of the dialogue and just the story in general was really good. I like it when he taps his pen, because it's just sort of like trying to speed her up and kind of get through it. And yeah, so all that stuff was really good. So
I thought it worked really well with first person. It was kind of essential to the telling of the story, because if we hadn't been in someone's head, then we wouldn't have really understood the stakes, especially at moments like the tic-tac-toe. We would have just seen 2 people playing tic-tac-toe and not really gotten it in the same sense that we did get it. And yeah, because, you know, the action didn't really make sense unless we saw it in terms of the character, not the situation. So I thought first person was a good choice.
I thought the voice was the strongest part of the story, and moments like that, excellent, lovely, charming. I think I mixed them up, but like there are a couple things like that that occur like more than once, and they were really, really good devices.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of just the stakes involved. I mean, so many of these stories are all, you know, like, you know, the person's going to commit suicide, or this marriage is falling apart. This is just a guy, this guy's disillusioned. He's working for a tabloid, and like, his stakes are, he's going to lose some he loses some journalistic integrity at the end. And, like, he loses some journalistic integrity at the end and keeps his job writing like between page 5 and 15 of a tabloid, and that's the upside.
Oh, I love
Whereas the downside, he would lose his job, and it's just I love the fact that it worked because this was still very important to the character, but it didn't need to be all highfalutin. You know, I'm creating a new reincarnation cycle for the Greeks. Or maybe that was just me going through that stuff.
No aspirations to grandeur?
No, I really enjoyed that.
I liked how, like, developed the character is, and we don't even really know anything about him. Like, besides his job, we don't even know his name in this story. We don't know about his relationship with his wife, or does he have any kids and stuff, but, like, yet he's just very much a character, like, as you were saying with the voice, it's just so that strong, so that you get a sense of this person without having to know this kind of the superficial background stuff, because you get the personality and the character with just the writing.
yeah. And that's like pretty hard to do. Like I think it's like easy to, if you leave out those details, kind of lose the character. But he really didn't. Like I didn't even wonder about that stuff. I felt really close to the character, so I thought that was really good too.
There were some great details in the story. I love the description of like the picket fence smile.
Yeah,
Like,
I like
moments like that.
part.
But like even just the surf and turf cafe, it's such like a low end dive kind of place. It was so perfect and well described. And the waitress too, Bessie, I really liked the description of her. And just the whole how she was throughout the story was really strong. I think it's good secondary characters.
I liked all the details as well. I liked the story and the characters and how oddball they were. The tic-tac-toe game for some reason just was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was so, I don't know, it was so weird but believable. And I'm not sure why it worked so well, but it just did. It felt really good right there. No, I think that's really, and it's nice that he changes his mind about her. It's nice that he starts just being so snotty about her, and then kind of gradually has a little bit of feeling for her, helps her a little bit at the end. The muffin part, though, also a high point.
I just knew she was going to be eating the muffin. I just knew it. I was like, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was like, muffin. Ah, muffin.
Yeah, that was such a treat to read. Just the whole how oh god, that's so distracting.
Okay.
No, okay.
All right.
Just how like she sits
Put it on
there for
Bernie.
the longest time with her mouth.
Sorry. I was thinking about Lorna. What can I do?
Okay.
Is this going to show up on the internet, pretty please?
I can try.
The writing department. It's going to surface when we're all famous novelists.
Nobody's gonna be running for office in this group.
Okay, Tally, go.
Yeah.
It was just a treat to see like how she like sits there for the longest time, with her mouth hanging open, like, and then just goes on and will not confess to eating the muffin. Then when she finally does, it's like, well, yeah. It's like, I have to eat the muffin. It's a muffin.
Yeah.
It was a treat to read. Basically everything.
I was kind of questioning that part though, because I don't know, like I just didn't buy that she would sit there for that long and not answer his question. Like I can understand that she'd eat the muffin. Maybe it's because the way she says it. Maybe because she's like, well, yeah, it's chopped
yeah.
muffin. That's why I was thinking, like, well, why wouldn't you just tell him in the first place? Because it takes a couple pages.
You mean
for
how long,
that.
serve for proof?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mentioned that
didn't
too.
really buy that.
That was the other thing that kind of bothered me. Like, I loved the whole muffin idea, but the proof thing, I'm like, it's a tabloid. Can't they just doctor photos? Like, isn't that what they do all the time? They can make something up.
Well, that's what he does
So
at the
the
end.
whole thing for proof.
Well, yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
his
so-
own dilemma, right? Like, he has never really fabricated a whole story until that point.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just something he needs.
Didn't he write a story about a two-headed baby?
But that
I
was
think he was
real.
talking about the. I think
But
he
he takes-
Ian published that story. I don't think he necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he loses his scruples at the end.
But I guess that is a detail that needs to be looked at, if it is actually him or if it's
Yeah.
the tabloid that needs proof.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
that
little
isn't
unclear.
clear.
Especially since I think he's been there for quite a while, so it was a little bit surprising to me, I guess, that he would have done that sort of thing. Yeah, but, I don't know, do we have other good things before we keep moving on?
Okay.